We made it. Flaming Dragon Friday. Cruising to the weekend.
Flaming Dragon Friday. Can't say his name.
Can't say, no, I'm not going to say it.
Can't say it.
Y'all been on a roll lately.
I can't say my brother's government name.
Think about the Jumbotron, boy.
The new Bet Online betting board. The board of truth, the board of justice, friendship, life, love, loss, and determination.
What do you think about that, Bet Online?
Yeah, that's kudos to everybody for setting it up. This team absolutely
here,
sick.
This team is bunker setting this up.
Speaking of traveling, going to Starkville right after this for the first time.
You never been there?
Never, ever been there.
Gotcha.
Never been there at all.
Have fun.
Some people are going to clown on it, right? You know, whatever, but everything I've heard from people that have actually been there, pretty cool spot.
How far is that trip?
It's about 4 hours from Nashville.
That's awesome. You're in luck, dude, because you can listen to Just What America Needs the whole trip there.
I'm actually going.
Brand new song.
I know,
listen
yeah.
now.
Check it out. David Cohn out here killing it. Got a great show for you today. Really excited. Very interesting poll as well. Put this one on social media, and I kind of went nuts a little bit. Want to know what you think? But let's rock and roll, fellas. The Knicks close out the 76ers on the road. The mentalist was right again. We'll break down the biggest SEC threats to Georgia in 2024. And Tim Brando joins us to discuss college football, the NCAA's new antitrust payouts, and why the SEC just beat communism. I'm Jay Crane, and welcome to Crane & Company. Now, heading into the 2024 season, it's not a stretch at all to say that Georgia probably has the best roster returning in the conference and maybe the country. The bookmakers have them at the highest odds to win the SEC, but who is their biggest competition within the conference? Now, most will say Texas, and I get that. Some will say Alabama, and even without Nick Saban at the helm, that isn't crazy. But to me, it's a team that's never even played in the SEC championship game. And that's the Ole Miss Rebels. Some of you will scoff at that. It's all right. But when you look at all the variables, it really does line up. Now, we know the most important two are the quarterback and the line of scrimmage. Well, Ole Miss has those in spades. You have Jackson Dart, who returns with more experience than Joe Pesci in mob movies, and an offensive line that returns 3 key starters with a combined over 111 starts, and that's not counting the key additions they've made to the offensive line through the portal. Now, they're loaded at the skill position on the outside and at running back, but I'm not really going to worry about Lane Kiffin and the offense. It's kind of like worrying about the fries at McDonald's. I know they're going to be good. It's the other stuff I'm worried about. Now, the defense has been what has elevated Ole Miss to their new heights. They've achieved balance, which we say all the time. It keeps you on the beam in this game. Now, last year, they were incredibly disruptive at getting in the backfield, and they actually led the SEC in turnover margin. They've become a more complete team with LSU. They've pretty much traded places. Now LSU is the explosive offense and the very bad defense. Nobody saw that coming. Now that same defense that had those numbers last year returns over half of their starters and could be even better. Now another variable is the schedule. We know how crucial that is. And Ole Miss gets Georgia at home with a schedule around that is lighter than most of the SEC. But the one variable out there that I think could really be a deciding factor is Ole Miss hasn't tasted the filet mignon yet. As a team, as a fan base, they're still hunting it. They're hungry. In fact, they're a starving rabid dog for it right now. And they know the window is not next year or 3 years down the road, but it's right now. Georgia's eaten so much filet, they're having to find ways to make it better. Bama's in the same boat. The Rebels just want the slab of meat. They don't need the add-ons. You can keep your steak butter. They're good on the crab and the onion straws. And a starving team with potential is more dangerous than anything. And they have the personnel to actually do it. Now, Lane will call this rat poison. And he's right. They don't need to sweat Georgia right now. In fact, the most important thing to them should be the next rep, the next class, the next meeting. You don't reach the top by zeroing in on one team. You reach it by making your opponent faceless, a la The Process. And that will determine if the Rebels can finally get to taste that good steak. David Cohn, former Michigan quarterback, to my left. And y'all know it's Friday. Y'all know who's on the right here. Shoot it. Bing, 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 bing.
This is flaming dragon.
You bow to your sensei.
Bow
to your sensei.
I am Dragon. I am Dragon. Y'all thrown a perfect hitter the last couple of weeks.
A perfect hitter?
Y'all did, right?
A perfect game?
Perfect game.
Yeah.
You know what I meant. So I'm going to go 1.5 today.
1.5?
Not a lot of room for error. The boys got to stay on their tippies.
I'm locked in. I'm locked in. Your name will not get said. I can refer to him as Flaming Dragon, that guy over there, Professor Wiener Schnitzel, whatever.
Trying to learn something or what?
Yeah, but David, this Ole Miss team,
Woo-wee!
all the stars are aligning. And we don't make our predictions, I feel like I say this every show, our projections until the end of fall camp. But the spidey senses are telling me Ole Miss may beat Georgia at home during the regular season and then possibly lose to them in the SEC championship game. But anybody that laughs at Ole Miss and think this is just, oh, your granddaddy's Ole Miss, they're going to score a lot of points and they can't stop anybody, it's a new era over there. And I think this team and that variable of not having done it yet, still climbing that mountain, which we saw Georgia, right, couldn't get over the Nick Saban hump. Right? Nick Saban had to go to Alabama to get them to finally get back to where they needed to be. They hadn't tasted it in a while. And then Auburn hadn't tasted it in a while and watched Alabama taste it, so then they wanted to taste it. This Ole Miss team, something feels right this year to me.
Yeah, Ole Miss is about to be really, really good. So is Missouri, for that fact, while we're talking about teams that are usually underrated. But apart from the players they have coming back and, the motivation because they've never been in the SEC championship game, to me, it's Lane Kiffin's focus. He was able to stay focused down the stretch of the 2023 season in a way that he wasn't in 2022 when the Auburn job offer was coming open, or really since I've seen him in his career. And that carried over into the bowl game. That's carried over now into the momentum of the transfer portal, retaining all his players. I know Quinshon Junkins left, but I think that they've still been net positive in the transfer portal. I think they're going to have a great season. For me, I'm still going to go with Alabama, though, to be the biggest threat to Georgia. It's the least popular opinion. Everyone's praying for the downfall of Alabama. Please, finally, now that Nick Saban has retired, please don't be good anymore. I'm just looking at it as logically as I can, guys. I mean, Jalen Milroe's still playing quarterback. He finished 6th in the Heisman Trophy voting. This entire coaching staff coming over from Washington just led the Huskies to the national championship, and 20% of that roster, guys, are still 5-star players. We're only a couple seasons removed from when we said Nick Saban may have signed the greatest recruiting class of all time. Some of those guys left in the transfer portal. A lot didn't, right? There's a lot of holes to plug, but I think that, they've got the guys to do it. When you talk about getting teams at home, yes, Alabama's going to have to go to Knoxville. They have to go to Baton Rouge, and then Norman, Oklahoma. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
But they get Auburn in the Iron Bowl at home, and they get Georgia at home. And this Georgia-Alabama game in Tuscaloosa this season, I mean, sign me up right this second.
What you feel like it's going to be, and I believe it comes right after the Wisconsin game. So it's the first Alabama home game.
No, they get a bye.
They get a bye in
buys
between.
This year.
All right. So they go to Camp Randall in Wisconsin, get a bye, and then play Georgia at home. So that's going to be the first big home test for Kalen DeBoer and that new staff. If Alabama hadn't beaten Georgia in the SEC championship game last year and Georgia would have won that, I would lean more that way. And look, it could happen. Trying to, predict what's going to happen between Alabama and Georgia with all those NFL players, especially the Eagles, it's tough. But Flaming Dragon. Over there, I think you got a little bit of a different perspective there.
I mean, both of you are correct. I think Alabama's still going to be Alabama this year. You look at the talent. They did lose a lot of pieces. But the team I'm looking at, and you mentioned it earlier, I'm talking about the Texas Longhorns. Yeah. And this is what I'm excited about. One, you bring back Mr. Him, and that is your quarterback, Quinn Ewers, who's going to be a Heisman finalist, in my opinion, has a really good chance to win it. You bring back 4 starters on the offensive line. Welcome to the SEC. That is giant. Did you lose some pieces? Of course. You lost Xavier Worthy. You lost Adonai Mitchell, Javonte Sanders, a tight end, a D lineman. But the question is right now, the Steve Sarkisian, if there's anything he can do, 1, the skill position players are going to be elite in that offense. They always are. 2, you bring back your guy at quarterback. 3, I think they're going to figure out on the D-line. They weren't terrible last year, but they weren't great. Obviously, the holes are where that's in the secondary. We saw an Alabama team last year go to Bryant-Denny and beat a Texas team. Go to Bryant-Denny and beat Alabama. And in my opinion, the score was closer than it actually was.
I agree with that.
So I think Sark and Texas have the depth, the explosion, and the talent. Is the schedule the greatest? No.
They get Georgia at home.
You get Georgia at home. Obviously, you have Oklahoma and a couple other teams in there. It's not going to be a walk in the park like DeMarcus Cousins says, but I think Texas has the talent and the depth right now to compete week in and week out in the SEC.
Look, yeah, and it's up front, right? And again, I'll say this every show, and it may be boring, it may not be the sexiest thing, but if you're going to compete, you got to be good up front. And I'm not talking about just one game. I'm talking about throughout the whole grind of a season, whether you're in the SEC, whether you're in the ACC, whether it's the NFL or Friday Night Tykes. Regardless of what system you run, if you're not good up front, in aggregate, over the long term, it's not going to work. I just worry about Quinn Ewers' health. He hadn't been able to stay healthy fully for a whole year.
Yep.
I think that's a legitimate concern when you're trying to run the table or get close to doing it. Now, Arch Manning had a great spring game, but I don't care if it's Arch Manning, I don't care if it's Archie Manning, I don't care if it's Peyton Manning. If you're a young freshman or a young player and you haven't got a ton of experience, counting on you to go be perfect out there or be anything close to that in these type of games is going to be tough. But going back to Ole Miss, the elevation of this program has taken place not because of Lane Kiffin's play calling on offense. We know they're going to be good on offense. When I go to Chick-fil-A, I know the chicken's going to be good. But how good is everything else? The defense is legitimate. And what they're returning, I mean, just got a big DB from Houston as well, transferred in the secondary. But the defensive line has taken them from a team that can beat you in multiple ways. They don't just outscore you. And that, to me, is what makes Ole Miss a legitimate threat. And if you're an Ole Miss fan, that's why I think you should be as excited as you've ever been going into a year. Now, with big expectations, right, comes, big failures if it doesn't work out. But you want to be in that spot. I would much rather be in the spot where I'm like, hey, man, we're going to be pretty damn good, right? So it's going to be fascinating, especially adding Texas and Oklahoma to the mix. We want to know, who are you on? Are you with Texas? Are you with Ole Miss? Are you with Alabama? Missouri, I think that's a great point to bring up. I think there's a lot of similarities in between Missouri and Ole Miss. But remember, Missouri has been in the SEC championship game. Ole Miss, I think, what was coaching.
Forgettable.
It was forgettable because
I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean, for Ole Miss fans,
they got murdered.
You take pride in that. I'm just saying, what was that? 10 years ago?
10 years, yeah, and you got destroyed. So it's not like you
and the grand sum, this is a proud franchise, a proud program. The grand sum of their ambitions isn't to play in an SEC championship.
Exactly right.
And this team returning this year with the momentum of last year, the parallels to the Ole Miss team, they're everywhere, including the schedule. Guys, Missouri, they could reel off. They could be 6-0 by the time they host Auburn. They do have Texas A&M in College Station, but we'll see.
Look, Missouri and Ole Miss are two teams. I think we said it, a couple months ago. Don't be shocked if those two teams are in the race to actually play each other in the SEC championship down the stretch of this SEC season. So it should be wild. We want to know what you think. And to get to the Booster Club, hit that subscribe button. The phone line's open at 7:15 a.m. Central, 1-855-236-3228. But first, before we do that, if you're going to win the SEC or win in college football, you got to be healthy, all right? And when it comes to men's health products, let's be honest, they're mid right now. They're either too bro, they're made for your grandparents, they're telling you can be a chick or whatever. What you need is the new Emerson multivitamin from Responsible Man. Responsible Man's a new company from Daily Wire Ventures, dedicated to bringing you the best high-quality men's health product. Your modern diet is often deficient in key vitamins and minerals, leaving you weakened and diminished, unable to reach your full potential. That's why we created Emerson multivitamin. It's a physician-formulated, robust supplement made up of 33 key premium ingredients that helps fill nutrient gaps to support your immune system, maintain energy production, sharpen brain cognition, and support the health of your heart and muscles. And that starts with the Emerson multivitamin. Simple daily discipline to make the most of yourself, live up to your responsibilities, and exceed the expectations of others. And as part of the exclusive Daily Wire launch, you can get 30% off by visiting responsibleman.com. Emerson multivitamin is currently in stock and ships immediately. And there's a limited number available. So take advantage today and save 30% to get 100% more healthy. That's responsibleman.com. Take responsibility today. Booster Club!
All right, Chad, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you donate, it's on topic. It will get read. Unless you're Charles Dossett, and then wait until the end of the show. We're starting off with Chris Foster. Chris, what's up, brother?
It's Australian for big.
Says Ole Miss will biff it. Lane always does. His best win might be a dude like Heupel's 4th or 5th.
Well, you hear this every time somebody's climbing up that mountain. How many times Kirby Smart can't beat Nick Saban? Kirby Smart can't beat Nick Saban until he finally does it. It reminds me of the Little Giants movie, right? When Rick Moranis is telling the story about how his older brother beat him at everything, until that one day on Cherry Street All it takes, that one time. 9 times out of 10, you may be right, but there's always that one time. And I'm looking at this Ole Miss team, and again, they haven't sippeth from the cuppeth. And all it takes, that one time.
All right, let's go to U-Haul. It says, love that Texas A&M will return to obscurity this year. Little brother is back in the back seat with UT and Oklahoma joining the conference.
I think that's a perfect position for Texas A&M to be in. I've said this multiple times. Y'all want to make fun of them? That's fine. I think they would rather have that, and Mike Elko would rather have people pointing and laughing and, oh wow, you're the kid at recess with your ass crack showing or whatever, as opposed to Texas A&M, #1 team in the country. Highfalutin, the flash and sizzle. You got to razzle dazzle them. I think Texas A&M is better in this role. I think they're more dangerous in this role. And people that fall for trends that, oh, well, that regime has a huge effect on this regime, or last year's going to dictate what happens this year. Don't fall for that trap. Every team is different. Every staff is different. Every year is different. That's why you got to take it with a grain of salt every time you're projecting. It's a brand new day.
It's a brand new
Texas A&M hosts Texas in College Station.
Woo!
Rivalry week, last game of the season.
I'm so excited for this new schedule. No divisions either. God, I just love it. Pour it all over me.
I was going to Bleeding Orange. He says, fellas, loving the content already. What do you think about my Tennessee Volunteers this year? Will they stack up with a roster good enough for the Georgias and Texases of the world?
Depends on Nico, man.
I'll say this. Everybody talks about Arch Manning as the backup at Texas. Talk about Jackson Arnold starting for Oklahoma. I'm excited for him. Right? There's some new quarterbacks around college football in general that I'm excited to see. We'll see what happens at Michigan, right? Can Drew Aller take the next step at Penn State, even though he's not a new quarterback? But the one I'm the most excited to see is Nico at Tennessee.
Yeah.
I actually think he has more ability than any. I would take Nico over Arch Manning right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would.
It's not crazy.
And some people are like, oh, that's not. I would take Nico over Arch Manning. I watched him in the bowl game.
Yeah.
And we can talk about his running ability. We can talk about his length. We can talk about his ability to be able to change direction as a tall, long guy, which you don't see a lot, right? I mean, even going back to Matt Jones at Arkansas, he wasn't a guy that went left and right very well. His ass could run in a straight line about as fast as anybody once he got those strides out. But Nico can move left and right. But what I like when I see Nico, that even in the bowl game, and that's a very small kind of data point, and we've got to see more of it. It didn't look too big for him. It didn't look too fast for him. It didn't look overwhelming for him, and he's got some moxie about him. But Josh Heupel's system, and we said this last week, I believe, not that it's some simple, unbelievably easy system to run. It's not. But it does take some of the thinking out for you because you're operating so fast. I use the math problem example. If you give me a worksheet that has simple multiplication on it, 9 times 7. 63. Okay, 4 times 5, that's 20. I can do that all day. But if you sit here and you spit them at me fast and I have to give you the answer fast, eventually I'm going to screw up. And that's what they're hoping defenses do. I'm going to catch you in base, I'm going to catch you tired, and you're going to make simple mistakes that you wouldn't because we're operating at a pace that you're not used to doing and you're not used to thinking this fast. But the difference in Tennessee overall is the depth they've accumulated. Now, having said that, I don't think Tennessee wins the SEC championship this year. I think Nico will win one while he's at Tennessee, at least one. So the future's bright. I just don't think this year is the year overall.
All right, let's go to Need More Cowbell. So, Jake, I heard you're coming to God's country this weekend.
Stark Vegas.
Says, welcome to it. I know we haven't talked about it, but tell me a little bit about my state this year. I know we're going through a coaching change, but we have some good talent on the roster.
You do. We go back to the line of scrimmage. I'm a little bit worried there for Mississippi State, but I'm more excited because Jeff Lebby is a guy that I think is going to take off as a head coach in this conference. Now, that's not saying that Mississippi State's going to turn into a powerhouse, but I think Jeff Lebby gives you a shot. I think Jeff Lebby actually gives you a shot to be a legit contender consistently in this league. One, he knows this league. He knows the state of Mississippi. I mean, hell, he was right down the road in Oxford. He was Lane's right-hand man, right? He was his number 2 for a long time. So he understands the type player they need in there. He understands how you have to operate at Mississippi State, whether it's going to the JUCO ranks, using the portal, doing those things to be able to get Mississippi State on somewhat of a level playing field with the top dogs. And when it comes to offense, He is of the school of witchcraft and wizardry. He is a Hogwarts graduate. Jeff Lebby is an incredible play caller that understands I need to adapt to my personnel. But there's a lot of genius play callers, especially early, that look like idiots because they didn't have enough good players. There's a lot of bad play callers that look like savants because they had better players than the other team. That's going to be the difference. But I want to get to some rapid fire. We're going to get back to the Booster Club. We want your calls, your thoughts. We're going to ask Tim Brando about it as well. But David, some interesting playoff stuff.
Yeah, and talking about Mississippi State, they get Arizona State and Toledo in the non-conference, which is kind of interesting.
That Arizona State game's a good game for them.
And they go on the road.
Did you see Jeff Sims, the old Nebraska quarterback's going to Arizona State? He's going to. Yeah, he's going to go there.
Let's catch that snap.
See if you can catch that snap.
All right. Pacers 120-98 over the Bucks. They close out that series last night.
Yep.
And then the Knicks, man, on the road beat the 76ers to close them out and move on.
The Pacers, we talked about them losing that game against the Bucks where the Bucks didn't have Dame, they didn't have Giannis, giving them hope. They took away all the hope last night, handled business. You look at Siakam, you look at the way that roster's constructed. Are they going to win, the NBA championship? I don't think so. But it's been a really good run for them. It's been really solid. We'll see coming through that East. I mean, it's not a walk in the park. But the Knicks, Jalen Brunson. I haven't seen a little guy do this much damage since Napoleon. 41 points last night. I mean, he's just a bucket. Just an absolute bucket. Going back to Philly once again, remember Jalen Brunson played at Villanova. DiVincenzo played at Villanova. This was a somewhat de facto going back home, on the Grizzy, got to go get busy situation. And if you're the Sixers, I mean, you blew it at home. What's new? What's new? If you're a Philly fan, what's new? I hate it for Embiid, right? Tobias Harris scores 0 points. 0 points? I mean, he's robbed. He stole more money than John Dillinger at the end of the day. So, but I want to give the Knicks their flowers. Really excited to watch them going forward. It's been a fascinating series. I thought it was a lot of fun to watch. They were able to figure it out at the end. Brunson hit a couple big free throws. But I tell you what, man, New York, it's only going to get crazier as we move on.
So Knicks Pacers in the East is already set. Nuggets T-Wolves in the West is set. So now the Celtics will await the winner of Cavs Magic. We get tonight. And then the Thunder will await the winner of Clippers Magic.
I hope we get Celtics Knicks. Oh, I hope we get Celtics.
I wouldn't be surprised if we do get that. This game, I think it's great for the Knicks, especially you're doing it without Julius Randle, which is a huge piece for your team. But if you're Philly and you're the Sixers, where do you go from here? Obviously, what you are trying to do is not working. If I'm Joel Embiid, I'm running for the hills as quick as I can.
Unless I think LeBron ends up in Philly.
Really? I do not think LeBron
I think LeBron ends up in Philly.
Why do you think that?
I think it's gotten stale with the Lakers. They're about to fire Darvin Ham. LeBron's the biggest coach killer in the history of sports. And I think the Sixers are really going to push for it. I think they've got the ability to do it. And I think when you look at, we always say, well, you need at least 3 big-time guys. I know the Suns got embarrassed. I get that. But they do have some peripheral pieces around them that are going to return if they want. You put LeBron with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, I think you can convince him to go do it. And I think that is a team that could be what finally gets them over the hump.
I don't think it'd be enough.
And you may be right.
Especially because Anthony Davis played really good down the stretch. I mean, the difference between really, really good Embiid and really, really good Anthony Davis that we got in the playoffs this year, like what's that gap right now?
Well, is it the third guy that's the difference? Because when you look at Lakers, D'Lo didn't do anything.
I know we make fun of Russell Westbrook now, but when he was on the Lakers, that was a guy who was coming off like breaking triple-double records. They've always had a third piece. And still haven't been able to get it done. I mean, since the 2020 year when they won the championship, that was in the bubble.
I'm Russell for the Lakers. When Russell was breaking all those records, he was with the Clippers. I mean, it was early Russell, but when he was with the Lakers, like you need. And the way I look at it, if you look at the Nuggets, it's not just 3. Like the Nuggets have 6 legitimate guys.
They're a team. We talked about
that go out to like the bones of your team, which matters the most. They'll show the most in the playoffs. And you kind of look at how the Pacers are built too. I like how the Pacers are built.
The Bucks,
true. Without Giannis, I mean, with the Pacers,
they won it. You
have Halliburton. I mean, he's a do-it-all guy. Siakam, who can move to the post, who can live on the outside too. So you have good pieces. Where we're seeing now, and we talked about this the other day with Josh Pate. You saw the Warriors draft everybody. Okay, then you saw people signing the big names, the big 3 or whatever. But then you see the Nuggets and the way they're built and the way they're put together. If I'm an NBA team, I am trying to be like the Nuggets every day. Every day, just from a standpoint of having my big. Obviously, it helps when you have a guy like Jokic. But Jamal Murray knows who he is. You have guys who work hard on defense. You're Michael Porter Jr., you're long, you're tall, you're fast. Caldwell Pope. You have a couple guys who can come off the bench and score. So, I mean, right now, I don't see LeBron in Philly. That just doesn't seem right to me. I do think him, Maxey, and Embiid would give people a run for their money. But right now, man, it's hard for me to look around the NBA after watching the Nuggets play basketball and think a team's going to beat them. If Porzingis is out for the Celtics, there's not a team good enough walking on a basketball court to beat the Nuggets in a 7-game series.
I agree with that.
So one thing on Russell Westbrook quickly. Before he joined the Lakers, he did that little stint in Washington and then Houston the year before. So the year before he joined the Lakers, he did average a triple-double for the season.
Okay, it was
22, 11, and 11. And he led the league in assists the year before. But to your point, he was 5 years removed from leading the league in points.
Yeah, we saw there was a little bit of a decline from where we saw. Because prime Russell Westbrook, I think people forget.
Mr. Triple-Double.
And he thought that was the legitimate third piece.
Mr. Triple-Double.
I mean, it wasn't, I know it didn't work out. But.
Yeah. No. Russell fell off.
All right, the only show in town on the ice last night was Maple Leafs Bruins Game 6.
Turkey.
Now they're locked at 3. Game 7 coming to Boston.
God, for Kirk, the sake of Kirk's health, come on, Leafs. Come on. Look, hell of a game last night. Again, this series, it's like both these teams are known for falling apart in important times in the playoffs. It's like who's going to fall apart first. But I tell you what, it's been a hell of a series. We go back to Boston now. I believe Game 7.
Yes.
Right? Back to Boston for Game 7. And if you're a team that's already won your series, right, you're on that side, you are loving this. Go as long as you can. Give us as much days of rest as humanly possible before we have to go to the next series. So I thought it was a great game. I thought
Florida. The Panthers are waiting on them.
Yeah, which they're sitting down there eating alligator bites, feeling good about it. But if Brian from Boston called in yesterday and brought up the faceoffs, and I thought that was a great point. I thought that was the difference last night in that game. It's been a phenomenal series. It's just it's like jigsaw. Let's play a game. Who's going to choke first? I will say I saw on Twitter, not Titter. That's a different website. A guy said Ole Miss doesn't have enough depth to be able to make it through the season. Are you high? What are you talking about? Ole Miss has more depth than they've ever had.
When did they say that?
I just saw it on social media. Don't, just because you're a fan of another team, and I know fan short for fanatical, you can't just invent narratives to make yourself feel better. That's not going to help you. Believe me, I'm from Auburn. We've invented all of them. All right, we're out of them. All right, don't do that to yourself. Not saying Ole Miss could blow it. They could. Any team could blow it. Right? We're dealing with 18 to 22-year-olds, or in this case, 18 to 35-year-olds, depending on how long they're letting them play nowadays. But depth, that's not a good argument. There's some good arguments out there. Depth is not one of them, bud.
All right. Before we get to Wanna Bet, we also had this Nick Saban clip.
Yes.
To pull.
Okay. Nick Saban should write a book of his memoirs. We're going to pull it in a second. They're working on it right now. Let's go ahead and get on that. But first, before we do, you saw the Bet Online board behind us. Woo! Brand new sponsor. Love Bet Online. Guys, you go to betonline.ag. You help out the show. You help out yourself. The website's unbelievably easy to navigate. They're going to give you a 50% instant deposit bonus of up to $1,000 when you go to betonline.ag and you use promo code BOOSTER. That's BOOSTER. They have everything possible to bet on, from sports to politics to what's happened in Zeta Reticula 4 that we don't even know about yet. They got spreads on it. I mean, we got NHL playoffs we just talked about, NBA playoffs we just talked about, college baseball. Obviously, we have futures for college football season, the NFL, Quidditch, backwards hockey, underwater basket weaving. They're going to have it. So go to betonline.ag, use that promo code BOOSTER, get that 50% instant deposit match of up to $1,000. It is a fantastic deal. This is a great company. Go check them out. Helps us out, helps you out, helps America out. BetOnline.ag. Head there to place your bets today and use that promo code BOOSTER. All right, let's get back to the Booster Club here real quick.
And guys, seriously, if you have a betting problem, all right, don't worry about it. We're going to win your money back.
We got you.
We're doing bets at the end of the show today.
We got you.
All right, let's start off with G. Cools. You coolin', bruh? Says, guys, I need to know. I wonder who the worst conference will be next year in college football.
The worst?
The worst.
Out of the Big Four. I'm guessing you're talking out of the Big Four.
Big 12 or the ACC?
Well, that especially now.
Pac-12's not dead.
You mean
Pac-2?
Pac-2,
baby.
Pack those two, baby.
Yeah, the Tupac. This is an interesting kind of dynamic here. And I'm going to say the ACC. Florida State lost a lot. Not that I think they're going to be bad. I do question DJU's ability to make the routine throws routine. Miami, I think, is going to elevate themselves with who they have in there, kind of where Mario's at. Outside of that, Clemson, you look at, are they going to get back to the Clemson we remember? I don't think so.
Well, you get Georgia week 1.
So we're going to find out quick. Good luck.
Lord!
Yeah.
Lord, please help me.
Anything but that.
Help me.
Anything but that. I would say the ACC, just from a depth standpoint, look who the Big 12's added, right? Utah, right? Arizona's going to be interesting to me to see how they do over there. Obviously, Arizona State's there as well. We know the teams they've added before that. UCF, I think Gus Malzahn's done a really good job through the portal. They're getting more used to that. What will Cincinnati be under Luke Fickell, the regime there? Yeah. I've got to go ACC, but it's not by a mile, right? It's not by a mile. I just think the Big 12. Not that the top is going to be way better, but the depth of the league. I mean, look at Texas Tech, right? You go through the list. It's going to be interesting. Luke Fickell's at Wisconsin now. Obviously, they're in the Big Ten. But I still think Cincinnati, that they can get rolling. They can get rocking and rolling, and we'll see.
Let's go to TR. He says, look, it's a brutal schedule. Any Georgia fan who is bolstering confidence to run the table is delusional. We will lose at some point. I
don't know if they're delusional.
Well, if you got to pick any team to run the table out of the SEC, I would point at Georgia and say that's the one. But again, I would bet against nobody going undefeated. Or I would bet on nobody going undefeated in the SEC. But guess what? Here's the beautiful part. Now 12 teams get in the playoff. Hell, there's a version of somebody going 9-3 and getting in and backdooring their way in. That's why I think everybody that says, adding to the playoff waters down the regular season. Well, from a intensity standpoint, I think it elevates it. Now, if you're sitting there at 8-3 with one game left during rivalry week and it's a huge game and you're on the bubble, which is a term we're going to start hearing now in college football, all of a sudden, you get that big win. You could sneak in that 11 seed. You could sneak into that 12 seed. I think it makes now that Tennessee-Kentucky game may matter a whole hell of a lot more at the end of the year than is it the difference between, a good bowl or a really good bowl, but not the playoff. So I actually think it's going to have the opposite effect. But I want to play this Nick Saban story real quick. We got Tim Brando coming on as well here in a minute. Going to get to phone calls. Remember, if you donate, those will get read. If they're not on topic, they'll get read at the end of the show. We appreciate the donations. But this Nick Saban story about losing to La Monroe in 2007 is absolutely hilarious. Let's go ahead and roll it.
If you remember back the first year that we were at Alabama, we lost to ULM. You may not even know what that stands for, University of Louisiana Monroe. And it was the most humiliating defeat, maybe, of my entire coaching career. I think we had 5 guys suspended by the NCAA. We had 3 more suspended for disciplinary reasons. We played horrible in the game. I was almost ashamed of how we represented the university in the program. We fumbled the ball 6 times. So we ended up getting beat in the game, so everybody's disappointed, fans are disappointed, coaches are disappointed, players are disappointed. But when you're the coach, you have to go in the locker room after the game and try to inspire your guys when they didn't perform very well. Then you have to go to the press conference and try to explain to people why you played so poorly. Then you have to go to the recruiting room and try to talk to the recruits that it's not really going to be this way in the future. So then, after all that humiliation, I get in my car to drive home, and I don't have any gas in the car. So now I got to stop at a self-serve, put some gas in the car, and I used to wear my LSU national championship ring. So I go to pay the guy, and the guy says, "Wow, what's that ring?" And I said, "That's a national championship ring, and we're going to do the same thing here at Alabama." And the guy looks at me and says, "We'll never do it as long as that Nick Saban is the coach."
He did do it.
Please, Coach, record all of your stories. Please. And I've got a couple. that I've been told by guys that were on the staffs that were hilarious, including when Lane Kiffin was there, which I think we've talked about, on the show. It may have been back when it was the J-Boy show. But Nick Saban, please record all of your stories. We really, really, really want to hear them. Turn them into an audiobook. You talk about 4 hours of driving and just laughing. I would pay good money for the Nick Saban stories and journeys, memoirs, whatever you want to call it.
But that dude can hold a room, can he?
For sure. Natural.
Now you see why he's so good at recruiting.
Yeah. There's a part of Nick Saban I think that other people don't see, like the person. You hear like Julio Jones talk about how funny he is and stuff like that. Everybody thinks he just runs around and just a tyrant. No, it's a good balance, just like a good offense, right? Just like a good football team. It's balanced, right? Need a little bit of kick your ass, a little bit of let the foot off the pedal, a little bit of funny. But before we get to Tim Brando, I want to get to our Want to Bet segment.
Want to bet?
Let's go. I love this new segment. Here's the rules. We're trying not to laugh. We each have 3 videos. Who wants to start? You want me to go first? I want to go first.
Okay.
All right. My first video. Play it.
I'm going to warn you. I don't think you're going to like how this ends, hotshot. Face your partner.
Sir.
Kung Nay. Sparring stances.
It's men versus women.
CJ. She's still alive?
The blame lost.
That's why men shouldn't be in women's sports. All right.
That's tough.
All right. Okay. This one. Play this one. Play this one. If you're on audio, you got to watch this segment. Go.
I mean, Kevin just wants to live a normal life, really, which is incredibly difficult for him, isn't it, darling?
Kevin Armstrong is no ordinary 12-year-old.
Come on, let's get you ready for school.
Everyday tasks like going to school, eating a family meal, or even going upstairs to bed.
What is this? He's got to ask for a face.
See, jumper coming now. Obviously, Kevin can't see very well. Can you, darling?
You think?
And that's because instead of a face, he's just got another arse.
Continuing the sensitive freak show series, we'll be telling the uplifting story of one boy's extraordinary bravery, as if that's what you're interested in, rather than the fact that he's got an arse for a face.
All right, let's go to my next one.
All
right, last one.
Find that one.
Last one. Jim Carrey to me is one of the funniest people alive. This is him doing a karate skit. Let's go and play.
Real quick, Blaine, you can't cover your face.
Okay.
You can't cheat.
Okay.
Get that hand out of your face.
All right.
All right, play it.
I'm Bob Jackson. I have a black belt in karate, and I've studied martial arts for over 20 years. I'm also a former world champion. You'll never be afraid of violence again.
This is a real knife.
Don't worry about it, grasshopper.
I don't think I should.
It's okay, come on!
Oh my God, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it. Are you all right?
I didn't mean
I'm
it.
fine. You attacked me wrong. You're supposed to come at me like this.
All righty.
That's pretty good.
This reminded me of Ace Ventura. All
I've seen that one.
Who's
So
next?
Blaine has laughed 3 times and David once.
Okay. All right. Whose is this?
Not mine.
Oh, this is mine. This is when you hear that 6,000 steps will burn enough calories for 1 slice of pizza. All right, you ready? Play this, please.
Is that real?
You can have 2 slices of pizza.
I could never do that. Oh my God.
Play this one. Play this one, please. I can't, dude.
I gotta move on somehow.
That's the biggest forehead
I thought she was bald.
I thought she was bald too.
I thought she was bald.
I thought she was bald.
What's the last one? I don't even remember it. Oh, yes. This one you skip English class.
Go ahead.
We don't talk no more. Never talking me. Don't like always myself. You say bye bye me. Want me feel okay. Don't want to disturb me. Play. This moment why you so care. Other people looking me, I don't know. Always talking why it is not me wrong. It's you say bye bye. I see you go to cry.
Why would you not just sing it in whatever language you spoke? That's awful. Oh, that's bad. I'm bad at this game.
Oh,
man.
Yeah, the beginning killed me.
The beginning, it's so hard.
You just say goodbye.
Yeah,
You don't cry no more.
It's so hard to. Oh, that was
All right,
good.
let's go to Blaine.
All right, little. One of my guys. Boom. Nice.
That's
Good.
one. All right, I'm hit.
One of my I couldn't
It's going to be tough to do this.
One of my I
segment.
couldn't use for copyright, which I'm kind of confused now since we just played something from Max, the show.
Something I pulled?
Huh? No.
Oh.
Something I pulled. This one, MLB.
Okay.
Perfect. A perfect is when you.
Yep.
What it sounds like when you guess and you swing perfectly. People make some cuts, make some edits. So let's go ahead and run it.
Oh my God!
Dude, you're going straight to hell, dude. You're going straight to hell. You're going straight. That was a tank. Straight to hell.
Don't play last part. Yeah, good.
Straight to hell.
Good.
Please end it.
God. Now play this one last.
I know what this
You didn't
is.
specify.
You blew it.
Dude. All right, play this.
Oh, yes.
May I approach the bitch?
What did you say?
I said, may I approach the bench? What did you think I said? You really are the most devious bastard in New York City. That's called London shoes. Now, if those shoes were really from London, they'd be covered in shit. What are you talking? Tucson, Arizona. Bikini Warehouse. Must be a front for a brothel.
Excuse me. Hi. Would you like to sample our new set?
No, can't be sidetracked with cheap sex potions.
Dude, that dude is so
What is that
funny.
from?
That dude is, it's like In the Dark or something, like In the Shadows.
Yeah,
That dude is
Shadows.
hilarious, man. That dude is absolutely hilarious. All right, let's
What
go
we
ahead.
have here?
You know what the last one is?
Just play it.
Careless Whisper. You know by who.
Nope. That's awful.
You're getting your key card taken away.
Oh, God. I can't believe y'all let him do this. Oh, my goodness. All right. What a great segue for, got Tim Brando coming on here in a minute. Going to get Timmy B in here. I can't not laugh at the Helen Keller stuff. I can't not
That
laugh.
Chinese song, dude.
I cannot.
I say go bye bye.
laugh.
You say no
Jake,
to
you
me.
lost.
I know I lost.
It
That's
was
okay,
Blaine
but we all
5,
won.
Jake 6.
He won in
Kevin
life.
3.
Oh,
It's
my
healthy to
goodness.
laugh.
God, I gotta step it up. I thought the foot fist wave one was gonna get a better reaction. That's such a great movie. All right, you guys, let me know when Timmy B's here. We're gonna rock and roll with him on the line. But before we get back to the Booster Club, I'm so thrown off right now. I'm so thrown off. Going to Starkville, gonna be a big party. All right, but before I talk about what you need to do before the party, there's already a party in the lobby right now. That's our guy Tim Brando, the golf tournament Pro-Am winner.
Yeah.
The smooth
Big dog.
lefty. Timmy B. Fox, just turn your TV on. You'll see him. Mr. Brando, first off, congrats on the dub.
Yeah.
And thank you for
How
joining
about
us this beautiful morning.
It was the wildest dub I think I've ever gotten in any golf tournament.
Really?
So let me explain. Yeah, got a great team. One of the guys was a member at Trinity, where they used to play for about 3 or 4 years. It's a Crenshaw Links course on the opposite side of Dallas. It's south of Dallas as opposed to north of Dallas, where they play in McKinney, Texas now at Craig's Ranch. But it's a unique golf course, and I'd never played it. So we had a member that was on our team, young guy, could really hit it, had a really weak grip, but his wrist cock was unbelievable. So he would always catch up when he came through the ball and just slingshot it out there. He could really hit it. And his buddy, about the same age, probably your age, Jake. I'd say mid-30s tops. Could hit it a long way. I hit the ball really well that day. And we had a D player that was on fire for the front nine. Okay. And so when you got to your fourth player hitting it well, okay, we're playing best ball too. It wasn't a shambles. So we were really playing our own ball. So with my own ball, I shot an 83, which is right around my handicap. So it's pretty good. And everybody made a contribution. We're having a great time. So we get done. It's 15 under. I thought 18, 19 under would probably win. Okay. It's a windy day. So it turns out we tie. Well, I've gone in, taken a shower. The scorecards are coming in. We've gone in, taken the shower. They're serving up some nice food. There's a band just outside. I'm visiting with Troy Aikman, with Mark Brooks, who was a PGA champion in '94, worked with me on Fox on feature groups years ago. Mark Teixeira was there. Just a bunch of luminaries from the Texas area. Mark is living in Austin. So we're having a great time. And all of a sudden, one of the red pants guys, one of the volunteers comes up and says, Tim, your team tied at 15 under and the other guys have left. I said, really? And I said, well, you have a scorecard playoff, right? No. We're having a putt-off. We're having a putt-off.
Really?
I'm in flip-flops. I'm in flip-flops and gym shorts.
Perfect.
I did have a collared shirt on, but I am definitely leisurely and not quite into my first libation. And they say to me, we're having a putt-off. Here, I said, well, I don't have my bag's been put away. The caddy took. He said, no, we've got a left-handed putter here for you. So here you go. So it's a putter I've never used. And they set up a 100-foot putt just outside the club where, guys could see it if they wanted to look. And so we flip. And I call tails, which on flips, you always call tails. If you're ever a team captain,
never fails.
It's a flip, you call tails.
Yes, sir.
So I win the toss, and the guy from the other team that was representing them, he putts, and I couldn't see it. They made me turn away, so I couldn't see where the putt was. And I have I don't give a blank attitude here because I wasn't expecting it anyway.
Yeah.
So from 100 feet, a little bit of a double breaker, rattled it. Boom.
No way. You hit a 100-footer?
You sunk it?
Are you kidding me?
Timmy B.
Why am I'm not even surprised, Tim.
Wow.
In flip-flops with a putter you've never used before. I knew there's so much clutch in you, Timmy B. I absolutely love it.
That's what we call winning the Brando way.
That's exactly. I love it. I know the Chateau was rocking that night. Timmy B, I do got to ask you, speaking about expecting to win, LSU, part of the country where you're from, where it's obviously you're very tapped in there. You're tapped in everywhere. This year we let off with Ole Miss, and I feel like Ole Miss and LSU have kind of traded places in the way that they've gone about things. It used to be Ole Miss, high-flying offense, couldn't stop a nosebleed in the nurse's office, right? Now it seems like LSU, at least as of late, has turned into what Ole Miss used to be, and Ole Miss has become a more balanced and complete team. Led the SEC in turnover margin last year. One of the most disruptive teams when it comes from getting in the backfield, causing pressure, moving guys around, doing things like that. Not saying they're the best defense in the world, but when you look at LSU and you look at this team, I know they've made some moves with the coaching staff, obviously. And Brian Kelly's a great CEO. He understands balance. He gets that. Do you feel like this LSU team is going to be more balanced, right? You don't have to recreate what you did last year, but are you seeing that? Are you feeling that a little bit in Baton Rouge? Or is this going to be the same old song and dance that we've seen where they can score, but they can't stop anybody?
Well, I love the fact that they've diversified in terms of having multiple backs that can be a problem coming out of the backfield to catch passes. Nussmeier is somebody that they really have confidence in. I do too. Now, he's not going to run it like Jalen. We're talking about a once-in-a-lifetime combination runner-thrower. That Jaden was, but Nussmeier is the goods, and he can be, I think, Burrow-esque. Shall I say?
He's an NFL player.
If he develops confidence, he's an NFL player. There's no doubt about that. I think that their offense will be more balanced. My concern is, will their defense stop anything? Yeah. And that is where the proof in the pudding on some of the changes that he's made, and they're NFL-type changes. So I'll go back and use the New Orleans Saints philosophy when they won the World Championship in 2009, okay? Breeze and those guys were lighting it up. Sean Payton had an unbelievable offense. This offense that was first put in with Brady was what? A derivative of the Saints offense that Orgeron captivated, and with the help of Steve Ensminger, they turned it into a one-hit wonder and was the best. They were one of the best teams, if not, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
If not the best. Well, hit fumble. Alabama
it's all good. Look, we'll Jurassic Park this whole thing.
Let me fix this thing or I'm going to look like Lurch. All right, here we go. Or Uncle Fester, one or the other. So if they can be a better than average defense, fellas, a better than average defense, they can win the whole thing. I believe that. Now, what was the Saints? What was their ranking in 2009 in the NFL? You remember?
Defensively?
Yeah.
Where
do they rank in the league?
I would say somewhere around 12th to 13th.
They were 11th.
Okay.
So you're right on. Okay, yeah. They were 11th. And they what did they do? They pressured. Okay, they pressured and they got turnovers. If you pressure and you get extra possessions for an offense that's that good, then you can win with an average or just better than average defense, even in the NFL. Well, I think in college football, the same is true now. This notion that you have to have a great defense to win championship is long since gone. Okay, it may feel good to fans to be able to say, well, our defense will kick some butt and blah, blah, blah. And I know they say that going back through the years in Alabama with Bill Oliver and then all the other great defenses that Saban has, but the game has evolved now, and you do win with offense and with a defense that can give your team the ball back. It's a possessions game now. Kiffin, I think, is ahead in terms of building his roster because he committed to the portal in ways that really Brian didn't. Now, Brian missed on some guys last year from a defensive standpoint in the portal. Yeah. So it's got to be proven to me that their talent judgment on the portal side defensively has improved mightily. Because just through recruiting alone, you're not going to be able to do that.
Well, it's so weird watching LSU, David, not be good on defense. It's like finding out your dad can't fight. Like, it's just weird.
That's a good way.
It's tough.
That's
tough
true.
to watch.
That's a great analogy.
Or finding out that Cone can't sing.
Yeah.
But actually, Cone can sing.
I know. Timmy, yeah.
Hey, new song today. It released today,
good.
Tim. Thank you. Share it.
I got a song called "Please God Stop Him on 4th and 31" that I'm releasing tomorrow.
That's originated on the plains.
It did, yeah.
Tim, report surfaced yesterday that the NCAA could pay more than $2.7 billion to former collegiate athletes to settle antitrust suits with them preventing name, image, and likeness. What do you know about this story so far, and how much of that $2.7 billion are we eligible for here?
True. I don't know specifically very much about that specific story, but just add it to the tote board, David. Okay, yeah. They're in deep doo-doo, okay? And they will never get out of it. We are a couple of years away. I'm telling you, when the new CFP deal goes into effect, I don't think the NCAA will have a thing to do with college
I agree.
football.
I don't think they should.
I really don't.
I don't think they should. I hope so.
They shouldn't. I said this at the end of last year.
Yeah,
I did.
You did.
And
I remember that.
I think you got to look at it from a big picture standpoint. If you're the ringleaders of college football, and we know who they are, okay, Sankey, Petiti, and Yormark are the leaders in the clubhouse. The two biggies of the Big Ten and the SEC. But the Big 12 is right there on their heels and very legitimate. I think they need to stop thinking like they're a redheaded stepchild, the fans in that league, because they aren't. But if you're looking ahead to the future of your game and how to get it in a place where you can feel comfortable about what the evolution is with the portal, with the NIL and everything else, you got to get the NCAA the hell as far away from you as possible. And as far as college basketball goes, yeah, the tournament's in play until 32, but check the stocks now, okay, on the people who are paying 80% of that freight. Yeah. All right, check out the stock value of Warner Brothers now, and you see what's going on with TNT potentially losing the NBA to Amazon. They're getting rid of properties now. All right, they're looking in those, and when 2032 comes around, Turner, who's been paying 80% of that contract for the NCAA tournament, I don't know how much of a player they're going to be. So the cash cow for basketball is that NCAA tournament. So they're protected. The NCAA is their office is basically funded by the men's tournament, no doubt. The women's boomerang has helped them. They'll make money off that if it continues to grow, because even though they got more money from ESPN, they didn't get that much more money. They got more money, not a lot. But the control in general for all sports for the NCAA is slipping. But they'll hold on to the other sports besides football past the next couple of years. But I think football could be out the door by 26. I really do.
I agree.
All right, Timmy, first, got to know, all right, when it's going to be me and you 2v2 versus these fellas right here in a little scramble action. All right, little content on the course with Crane and Company. I know
we need to do that.
You're a busy man, but I feel like we can nail those schedules down and take a little cheese off these fellas right here.
We can find a way. Okay, we're all in the South. We can find a way, whether it's through the air or if it's a little drive. You guys venture down to the Redneck Riviera at all during the summer months?
We can. We'll be down in Mobile.
A good time.
We'll be down in Mobile, so we can
get something lined up.
Yeah, we can take a ride real quick.
Well, there's a lot of good places down there. I'm thinking maybe a little boondoggle at the Grand Hotel.
Come on,
go to the dog.
I'm down for a good boondoggle.
Come on.
Yeah, a little boondoggle
at the Grand?
Yeah.
We're going to be down there, aren't we?
Yes.
We're going to be at the Grand.
We're going to be at the Grand, actually.
For the Senior Bowl.
For the Senior Bowl Hall of Fame thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
see,
that's a great idea. And, Stabler, Kenny, when he was alive, had his golf event there, his charity event. Speaking of winning money, I have to tell you this. I was a terrible golfer in 1990. That was the first year of the Stabler.
That's funny because I still am.
There's hope
2024.
There's hope for me to get better still.
I probably was a 25 handicap, but I just built my house here at Southern Trace. And I had my ping I2s, and man, I was swinging them. I might shoot 105, but I hit 3 good shots, and I was ready to go the next day.
That's how it reels you back in.
And when you get into a scramble, I'll never forget this. Rush Limbaugh, you'll love this. Rush Limbaugh was there, and he was the MC for the auction, the charity auction they had. And the people from Hollywood that Stabler knew, plus the football players and whatnot, it was packed. Anyway, I'm the D player on my team, and we would bet on our teams going into the final day. So there was a pool of money with 20% of it going to the charity and 80% to the teams. My team won it, and I'll never forget. My wife was on my case about betting, and I said, "Baby, it's a team bet. We'll be fine." Well, when I went up there and collected as the team, celebrity, as I picked up my team cash filled with, 10s, 20s, about, I think it was like 2,200 a man.
Ooh.
2,200 a man. She was like, "This golf is okay, honey. This golf is good."
Yeah. I get it. Look
at what I have.
I love it. I love it.
And some money went to the charity too. I said, "Well, honey, money went to the charity too, but this was to keep everybody involved." In the last day, it was a 3-day event. We had a blast down there. That's a beautiful spot. That's not a bad thought. We could, we'll work that out.
Let's do it. That's a great idea there.
Thank you. All right, let's go to a $10 donation quickly from Heartbroken Hog. Timmy, this is specifically for you. What do you think of the team Coach Cal is building at Arkansas? What should Hog fans' expectations be in year 1?
He's going to win, and he's going to win, I think, significantly. I think that the players that he gets are going to be from somewhere else. You're going to have to get used to that. Mm-hmm. But by the way, Pat Bradley, when he played for Nolan Richardson, was from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Okay. He still talks his talk. You listen to Pat Bradley on the air, he hardly sounds like he's from Arkansas.
Yeah. I'm just waiting to see him with Leo DiCaprio and Mark Wahlberg and Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Bradley was one of my favorite deep 3 shooters when I covered him playing in the league. But he'll get players from elsewhere, and they'll be in and out of there. Now, I think he'll have to keep some longer than he did at Kentucky. And he was already beginning to do that anyway. I mean, he really was. A couple of years ago, his team was older. They still didn't get it done, and he held on to one player that was the player of the year and still got bounced out the first week by St. Peter's. So look, the bottom line is that this was a win-win for both Kentucky and Arkansas.
Agreed.
I think that the dynamic in Kentucky will be equally as impactful with Pope as it will be in Arkansas. But Arkansans shouldn't worry about that. What they should be concerned with is how much more focus on their basketball program nationally there will be. I forever thought that Arkansas was living in the shadow of Kentucky at a time when they deserved their own spotlight. And that was when Nolan was coaching and Pitino was at Kentucky. He played for 2 straight. People forget it wasn't just one national championship. He was in 3 Final Fours in a span of 5 years, and he won one and he finished second in the other, and got bounced in the other one in Denver back in '90 with Day and Mayberry with Mayday. That was a solid program for a long time, but they never really won the respect nationally that they should have because of the presence of Rick at Kentucky. I think with Calipari, he's going to bring a national appeal that will satisfy, I think, a lot of Arkansas fans who have always felt like, hey, we know we're good, but does everybody else? I used to get that from Arkansas fans all the time. Tim, does everybody think of us the way we think of us? I remember that vividly. And this was when they were good. Yeah. Really, really good.
Yeah.
So, I think he'll do very, very well.
Well, Timmy B, you always do unbelievably very well and satisfy when we bring you on, my friend. Really excited, you hitting 100-foot putts, giving great sports analysis, great stories. The man can do it all from the Chateau. Tim Brando, thanks so much again for joining us this morning, brother, and congrats on the dub.
You got it. May I say one quick thing before we go?
You may say whatever you want, brother.
Thank you, Governor Ron DeSantis, for what you did. Saying, you know what, we're not going to allow biological men to play in the women's game.
Yeah.
Okay, we need more of that. I want to see more of that across the board. Okay, it's just it's beneath contempt.
Yeah.
Okay, what the Biden administration through the NCAA has done with Title IX, and we need more governors to take hold of that, because the first time someone sets a pick that has a blank between her legs and knocks a girl out at midcourt, we got a problem.
For sure.
Lady baller.
Yeah, for sure. Timmy B, always spot on. Thank you so much again, my friend. Timmy B, always great. Always great. All right, going to get to some phone calls, but first, going to Starkville this weekend. If you're doing whatever, tailgating the baseball game, having a party this weekend, before you start to embellish on the libation, maybe a cold soda, right? We know the poll we got for today. Make sure you drink Z-Biotics. You say, Jake, what is Z-Biotics? David says, curiously.
Jake, what is Z-Biotics?
Oh, David, I can't wait to tell you, and I'm about to right now. Z-Biotics is a pre-alcoholic probiotic, and it's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. To put it in layman's terms, you drink this before you go drink, and you don't feel as bad the next day when you wake up, which is basically magic. That's the best way I can explain it. All right, so I've used it. We've all used it. It works. I promise you. It produces an enzyme that breaks the byproduct down that makes you feel bad the next day, right? Because it's not dehydration. It's a byproduct, all right? I thought before we got this, I literally thought it was just dehydration. It's not.
Wrong. It's not.
I know it's not. So just remember, drink Z-Biotics before drinking alcohol. Drink responsibly and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. Go to zbiotics.com/booster. 15% off your first order with code BOOSTER at checkout. That's zbiotics.com. Use that promo code BOOSTER to get that deal. There's a 100% money back guarantee, but you're not going to need your money back because it works.
It really
All right? No questions asked. zbiotics.com/booster. Use the code BOOSTER at checkout for 15% off your first order. Z-Biotics, drink it in, drink it in.
Just two, that's all we need.
I know. All right, let's get to the phones.
Oh, phones. We got Kirk on the line in Canada. Sounds like he wants to talk about Game 7.
What's up, Kirky?
Kirk,
what's up,
Kirk? Kirk.
Kirk.
Ears?
Put that beaver pelt closer to your face, Kirk.
Hey, boys.
What's up, man?
Yeah. Had to jump into the old bathroom. Thanks for being patient.
You're good, dude.
What's up? What's up?
Hey.
The two greatest words in sports, baby. Game 7.
There we go.
Right, how you feeling?
How you feeling? I should have known better.
Feeling? Oh, my word. They put in Joseph Wall. They changed goalies. And at the third period of Game 4, he's let in 2 goals ever since.
Well, I wonder why.
Wall, baby.
Yeah, why would you not put the guy with the last name Wall in the goal? That just makes 100% sense to me.
It's Wall, W-O-L-L, but hey.
It's how you say it, not how you spell it.
It's completely different.
It's like, oh, they're going to switch goalies. They're going to put in Ryan, you won't score at goalie.
I like that guy. Good player.
He's from Tokyo.
My buddy at work, he's watched every single minute of every single Leafs game all season, which I certainly didn't. And
Are you sure about that, Kirk? So
Yeah.
he never went to the bathroom during a game.
You ever seen Pursuit of Happiness?
That's what intermissions are for, between periods, man.
Yeah, grow up.
So anyway, he said that when this series started, he said, if we play Wall, we'll have a chance to win the series. If we play Samsonov, we won't. And looks like he was right on that one.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Kirk, look, I picked
wait.
the Leafs yesterday, so I'm rooting for you guys.
Atta boy. My son Silas is even probably a bigger Leafs fan than I am, if you can believe it. And he's graduating from Bible. He's graduating from Bible school on Sunday, so I'm driving up Saturday, and we're going to watch the big game together. I can't wait.
Let's go. Yeah, Kirk, don't act like you didn't just send him to Bible school to make the Leafs play better. I see what you're doing. That's about dedication to me.
High-level move.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to send my son to a monastery to hope to God Auburn can finally beat Georgia.
That is so funny.
Have him learn Latin, speak in tongues.
Before we go, two things quickly. I can't wait to hear that song you dropped today, David. I'm going to download it later today.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing was just a quick question. I'm wondering if that merch pack has been.
Kirk, I got your message.
You're never going to see that.
Kirk, I got your message.
I thought.
Yeah, you're never going to. The minute he walks out of here.
This is a moment to remind, we're hitting by the hook right now.
We're hitting by the hook
Don't let
right now.
Kirk,
Good job.
there's a lot of callers.
Yeah. Kirk, I'll give it a month. If you don't get something, then reach out.
Kirk, if you keep pushing
send you something.
No.
All right, I'll get in touch with the Bruins. And they'll go take care of this game 7.
The minute he gets out of that chair, it's like hitting a neuralizer in Men in Black.
Not true.
He forgets
Not
everything.
true, Kirk, at all.
Then he goes and plays with those Norwegian guys on one of those video games.
Look, hey, at least Maple Leafs listen to Jake's philosophy. They're riding the hot guy at goalie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The wall.
Appreciate
the wall.
it, Kirk.
Thanks, Kirk.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we got Will on the line in New Jersey, and I can't wait to hear this. Will, what's up?
Oh, good morning, boys.
Oh, how's that game last night?
Oh, it was a thing of beauty. And have you guys ever been to Philadelphia? Just out of curiosity.
I passed.
I've never. This one guy told me he was going to steal the Declaration of Independence once, and we had to go there to find some glasses and brick chimney. But
I've been to Mobile. I heard it's about the same.
So you guys actually, during the previous segment, you actually showed what a typical Philadelphia fan looks like. The guy with the ass for a face. That's what the entire stadium was like. A bunch of that, because even the owner bought 200 seats, so not enough Knicks fans could get in there. Well,
why would he even have to buy seats?
He bought 200 tickets?
I'd be like, wait, I'm the owner. I need 200 seats.
Yeah.
You're not going to give them to me? You're fired.
We'll play in front of an empty crowd if I want.
Yeah.
I'll go out there and launch a 3.
That'd have probably been smart. That'd have been just a mind warp for the Knicks walking in there.
They already
Nobody's
did
there
that during
except the
COVID.
owner. Yes.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Incredible game. They did exactly what they needed to do. Obviously, they went up by 19 in the first quarter, so I was kind of expecting more of a convincing win. But you know what?
Oh,
it was a good series.
Wow.
You know,
what a high-class
Look at the Knicks now.
Yeah, wow. Sorry, we didn't win by enough.
How far
in the playoffs? Come. Yeah, make it a quote.
Listen, hey, I'm a Knicks fan. Okay. Let me enjoy a 19-point lead before it's blown. And of course, it was blown by halftime because they were losing at halftime.
Yeah,
but
thank God y'all up 19.
All of those ass-faced people, they treated me with the utmost respect. Absolute classy people, the highest class people you can imagine.
Yeah.
And obviously all of that is crap. I wore my John Starks jersey. I'm sure you remember him.
Yeah.
I was treated very poorly, as you might imagine, but it doesn't
part
matter.
of the experience.
Now we're moving on. It was a hell of an experience. Obviously Philadelphia is an absolute hellhole, as everyone knows. And I am on cloud 9. I am so glad that they were able to avenge getting screwed by Tim Donaghy last game. They did exactly what they needed to do, and now we're moving on. We're playing Indiana.
Now you got the Pacers.
All right. Well, we're going to see. I mean,
it's just, I always enjoy when Knicks fans, who are the most toxic fans in the world come on here and talk shit about other fans.
I love it. I love it, Will.
Will.
Wait, somebody from Philly's going to have to call in to defend their honor. Like Vince Papale or something's going to have to call in.
Blaine.
Yeah.
I used to root for Auburn against Alabama. Am I going to have to become a Tuscaloosa fan now?
Hey, look.
If you want to,
listen, Will, don't worry about.
If you want to,
don't worry about that.
Join atheism. I mean, that's up to you. But I'm fighting over here. I'm heaven. I'm part of heaven's army.
Hey, look. The pendulum of democracy swings both ways.
The pendulum of democracy.
It's like the base of the pillar.
Yeah.
All right. So we're strong. We're sturdy.
Will, we appreciate it, buddy. We'll call us back when this Pacer series starts. I'm interested to see what you think there. Great stuff. I love it, Will.
Thanks, Will.
See you,
All right,
Will.
somebody mentioned Mobile and the phone lines lit up. Josh in Mobile, what's up?
Can y'all guys hear me?
Yeah.
Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing this morning?
What's up, Josh?
Better if I was at Bluegill, but
God, dude, that's the truth.
Bluegill is pretty damn tasty. I want to set something straight.
Okay.
Jake, y'all guys have been trying to undermine the Flaming Dragon for years.
Come on.
Not trying to.
Come on.
Oh, saying you've been going under. But that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
So I have gone back and listened to every Flaming Dragon Friday ever since of May 13th of 2022.
Really?
Okay.
Yes, sir. So ever since y'all guys have started it, there was like about maybe 10, 15 episodes where you guys were doing it, and, it wasn't all that big of a deal. But then all of a sudden, when Flaming Dragon started keeping track of it, I've been keeping track of it as well.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a total of 70 episodes of Flaming Dragon Friday ever since of keeping track.
Okay.
And y'all have only hit the under 23 times out of 70.
It's a comeback story.
Josh.
It's a comeback story.
Come on,
It's a comeback story, Josh.
Come on, Josh.
Don't fall for it.
It's a story of redemption.
This is a trap right here.
Avita Zen.
He's trying to trap us right here.
Avita Zen.
Josh, here's what I'll say. First off, I appreciate you getting a tally on that one. That takes a lot of effort, and we appreciate that. Number two, now you've just motivated me in ways I can't even explain to you. I will never say his name again for the rest of my life. On the show or out of it. I don't care if it's deathbed confessions. All right? I'm not saying it. I appreciate the motivation. No, I'm not. Not at all. But Josh, I appreciate that. But guess what? It's never hitting again. And I have you to thank for that.
Josh,
I will slay the Flaming Dragon.
It'll never happen.
Yes, it will.
It'll never happen.
Yes, it will.
First of all, Josh, you're a scholar and a gentleman. I bet you're a damn good-looking fella, too. And you probably just absolutely throw it up on bench. Throw it up on bench. I didn't believe in guardian angels.
Are you trying to make out later?
I didn't
what?
leave.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. You know about friendship?
I knew it.
Josh, but right now you're my guardian angel, dog. Remind me of things. It's like that Arnold Schwarzenegger and that other guy, Jiff, when they
First of all, it's
hands.
Giff.
Huh?
Okay, and second of all, his name's Carl Weathers.
Yeah,
right?
and he died.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Carl. Love you, Josh.
Well, Josh, can't say I'm excited about that. But you trying to meet us at Bluegill when we come down there? Or
Yeah,
what?
let's get some tuna dip and talk about redemption.
Oh, you dang right.
All
right, let's do it. Josh, great call.
I need a hero.
Thanks for calling in, brother.
Only a hero to save me tonight.
Oh, God.
All right, what about you? We got Quaid in Tennessee. What deep dive did you do? I heard Quaid saw that
like
we
David's
hit 50
cough
out of
38
70
times in
shows.
the last 12 episodes.
Well, I'm going to explain why, because I was on All Access and Jake was getting mad that I said that
I wasn't getting mad.
Oh, boy.
He said I wasn't getting mad angrily, too, right back at you. I'm not getting mad,
I'm not
Quaid.
angry,
I'm not
Quaid.
mad, all right?
Go
I'm
ahead,
not
Quaid.
saying it's a bad take to take Vegas over Dallas. Vegas is the defending Stanley Cup champs. Yeah, the West is deep this year. It's either the Canes or the Panthers coming out of the East. That's who it's going to be. There's currently 4 teams that could win it all in the West. We're going to lose one of them here in the next game or two, whether it's Dallas or Vegas. Either one of those teams could win it all. But to even think that it would be a sweep, that's where, or a possibility of a sweep. I could count on one time when a close series has been a sweep, and it was Edmonton versus Winnipeg 3 years ago, in which every game went to overtime.
Wow.
Or So 3 of the 4 games went to overtime, and Edmonton lost all 3 of those games. And
That's brutal.
The first game was a 2-goal game, but it was an empty net goal that made it a 2-goal game. So they lost 4 straight 1-goal games.
Wow.
Because Connor Hellebuck, who went almost sub 850 this year, had almost a 960 save percentage that series that year.
Well, Quaid, here was my point. If I was talking about before the series started between Dallas and Vegas, that thought would have never come to my mind. But when Vegas, who just won the Stanley Cup last year, goes into Dallas, and the way the series are structured, 2 at home, 2 on the road, 1 at home, 1 on the road, 1 back at home, if you're the higher seed, after Vegas went and beat Dallas twice at their place, with the team that they have, I didn't think it was a stretch to say that Vegas would win the 2 games at home, and that would actually be a sweep. So I want to make sure there's specificity in what we're arguing here. But I have a question that's more important to that, and I want you, obviously you're a big hockey guy. Why does everybody hate the puck tracker so much? I don't get that. It's like hating the shot tracer in golf.
It doesn't work.
What do you mean it doesn't work?
So it distracts you because most of the time it can't follow the puck fast enough.
Yeah.
Around the ice. And especially once you've added the digital board ads that they have during the game that already screw up a bunch, let's add another digital aspect of the game. No, I don't want to be watching CGI Matrix crap on the TV.
Okay, I understand that. I guess I understand. I had a lot of people say that the reason they didn't like it is because Fox made it glow. It was like glowing instead of just being like a circle that you can follow or something like that.
Circle.
It never ends.
All right, Quaid, let's get down to brass tacks here. We got 2 Game 6s tonight. Golden State hosting the Stars, like you said, and then Preds somehow hosting the Canucks here in Nashville at home. Give us a winner for each game.
Stars close out the series. The Stars are an absolute wagon. They are the most complete team in the NHL this year. Top to bottom, they are the best. I'm biased. I really want Nashville to win only because I live in Tennessee.
They're going to blow it, Quaid. We all know it. We all know it. Just say it.
Quaid.
Just say it.
Believe.
The Preds are winning because they play Edmonton next round, and I get to go to all the games in Nashville.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
David, say the Preds are winning.
Do you really want me to?
Don't fall for it, David. We're hanging by a moment here. Got 12 minutes.
You know what? I'll take the Canucks.
That a boy.
Thank me later, Nashville.
That a boy.
Thank me later, Nashville.
Great call, my friend.
Selfish.
Jake and David, I have a quick question for you.
Hit us.
Did Blaine ever give you any of the moose?
Don't do that.
No.
He didn't give us anything.
All right, Quaid, everybody.
Wait, hold on. What do you have?
Quaid, great call, Quaid.
And Blaine didn't give us any.
Boom! Boom! There it is!
Wait, see.
There it is! Dragon! Framing!
I tried to tell him. Y'all heard me try and tell him.
Bam, baby! Quaid!
My weekend's ruined.
Show's over. Show's over, Quaid. Thank you.
Quaid, and that's why they didn't get any of the moose, dog. That's why they didn't get any of the moose. Great call, buddy.
Thanks, Quaid.
See?
Motor in.
Who's next, Dave? It's not confused.
Michael in Texas is next. What trickery do you have for us, Michael?
Okay, I need to know, out of all that chaos, who did it? Who hit the over?
It was me, Michael.
I don't know. I don't know who it was.
God, I'll tell you what.
Right. It was you, Jake?
Yeah, yes, Michael, it was him.
All right, then. Good. So let me start over again. Good morning, David, Flaming Dragon, Mr. 4th and 31. Good morning to you guys.
Oh, God.
I deserve that.
I hope that doesn't stick. I don't want to hear that every day.
Brutal.
That's brutal, Mike.
All right. So now that's out of the way. To my point, I think I told you guys I grew up a Maple Leafs fan. I lived in Canada for about 6 years. I have seen this movie before with the Leafs. 2013, 2018, 2019. Go to Game 7 in Boston, and what happens? Toronto either blew a 4-1 lead and lose in overtime, which did happen. It made me cry that night, or they lay a huge egg. So I don't know. I know things are different. They played better last night. I watched that game. They did have Austin Matthews, and they still beat Boston in a low-scoring game. But again, I have seen this movie one too many times, and I can't believe that they're going to change it. I hope I'm wrong, but it's playing out the same way it's done in the last couple of times.
We're going to find out. That's for sure.
This is the year, Mike.
Who you taking, Michael? Who you taking, man?
I want to believe. I really do want to believe, but well, I'm hoping next round we play Florida next. I really hope to God it's different. I want to believe it. I really do.
Look, I'm with you. I picked them to make a run, so we'll see. I don't know. I'm just questioning.
Mike, a lot of good things are going on right now.
Michael.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. All right, last caller of the day,
no problem,
William in Alabama. William, let's end the week strong right here, brother.
What's up, fellas?
William, what's up, dude?
What's up, William?
First of all, Blaine, Jesus bled crimson.
Yeah, roll tide.
That better not be true. If I find out that's true, I'm telling you, dog. I don't know where. I don't know if the first time I meet God, he's in an Alabama jersey.
No, he will be. It'll be
I'm head out. I like warmer weather anyway.
Yeah, well, it'll be a half Bama, half Michigan shirt, like his kids played for both teams that are playing each other.
What did he say? If you want to adopt atheism?
Yeah, if you want to join atheism. Yeah, it's like there's just a door you walk in. They're like, hey, what's up?
Oh, man.
All right. Now, for seriousness, I want to give a shout-out to the Cunningham family. Just send them some love.
Yeah.
Big country. Corey Cunningham spent some time with the Giants, spent some time with the Patriots, was a beast at Cincinnati. He passed away last week.
Oh, man.
I knew his brother at college. We went to school together at UWA, and I just wanted to give them some love because they're a good family. They're sweet people.
Well,
and this is a tough time for them.
Yeah, obviously.
All the love,
family,
all love and
prayers sent their way.
Now, for my question, all you guys went to college, so I wanted to know who was the best player at your college that you got to see play?
The best player.
Pretty easy for me.
Yeah.
I mean, Austin Eckler was a far best player on my team.
Golly, that's so tough. Man, I'll go with the guy still doing it now, Brandon Graham, in my class.
Yeah.
There's so many, man.
I would probably say I think Adam Heisler's one of the best hitters I've ever seen. He's I believe he's a coach down in Mobile now. Lefty, you know, he had some injury stuff, was in the minors. I mean, that dude was just incredible. Talking about kid hit any pitch, any count, any part of the field, just a natural-born hitter. Actually, I believe his brother married Tommy Bowden's daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
For you, football, it had to be Gerald Everett, right?
At South?
Yeah.
On the team? Yeah,
Gerald Everett was a freak.
I would say probably Gerald Everett, football-wise, who's with the I believe it's the Chargers last year. Just an absolute what he did to San Diego State. I don't know if he's allowed in the state of California again. He went for as a tight end, had like 245 receiving yards and like 3 touchdowns in a game against San Diego State.
Huge.
So he was huge, huge. But no, he's probably the best.
And I can give you my answer to that question as well.
Go ahead.
At UWA, I got to watch one Tyreek Hill play.
Oh. Was it just laughable?
Him on a D2 team playing against D2 defenses, it's like they were standing still.
Yeah, it's like that video.
They were standing still. He was just on another level.
Yeah, it's like that video of that grown man against like 20 high school girls in flag football.
That's Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. That dude was too big.
There is one.
Tyreek Hill did 40v1.
There is.
It was 20v1.
Or 20v1, but when he did, he was wearing a white shirt. Returned the.
That dude looked taller than Tyreek Hill.
There's a
Tyreek also.
There's
just
a couple of different ones.
He just came out with a video where he went. He did one-on-ones with France
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I watched Jalen Ramsey do something to a guy from Brazil that, I mean, even the cartels didn't. But, William, great call, buddy.
Thanks, guys. You have a good one.
You too, man.
Good weekend, man.
All right. Everybody else online, you want to call and talk some college football next week, we'll do that as well. We talk more hockey now. It's incredible to see the way the show's grown. Speaking of shout-outs, big fan of the show. Mark Timothy Pruitt. I want to put this video up. Big Florida fan. Got a bone marrow transplant a little while ago and then got in a bad car accident. Just got done with brain surgery, but he's still gator chomping. Let's go ahead and show the video right here. You can see him still gator chomping right after surgery. It just means more, baby. Mark, we're praying for you, buddy. Listen, and Mark wanted me to make sure and let everybody know that, you know, if you have a chance to register and donate some of your bone marrow, it can save people. Like, it really can. So that's something we want to bring awareness to. He's got a YouTube channel as well. It's Mark Timothy Pruitt. Mark, Booster Club member, we always got your back, buddy.
Love you, Mark.
Keep chomping, man, and we appreciate you and praying for you as well. So
awesome.
Excited to see that. He's going to be up there yelling at Billy Napier in no time.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, boys.
Let's try this out.
Time to go to the mega board.
Jumbotron.
Brought to you by Bet Online. Go to betonline.ag or be lame for the rest of your life. All right, here's what I got. Man, that's a big picture of me. Tonight, give me the Golden Knights.
Really? Go take the Golden Knights, huh?
At home, minus 105. Actually, not the favorite. Stars going off at minus 115. And then, I don't know why we put a dash instead of a 0 there. That's all right. New board. We're working on it, typing in stuff. Not that easy. Give me going double NBA. Give me the Magic money line. All right. Give me the Mavericks money line together. That's plus 107. Not 1-7, but y'all know where we're going here.
I love it. Look at this board, man. This is sick. And I can see it a little better now. Look at that guy up there. Man. Here we go. Let's start off strong. Jumbotron, new board. Let's go 2-0 tonight. I'm going to take the Mariners, Astros, Nerfy. No runs in the first inning, going off at minus 110. And then the same thing for the Giants, Phillies. No runs first inning, minus 145.
Hey, might I say something? Squad ride bet hit yesterday.
Go
Squad ride. Let's go, bud.
Right.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
All right, 4-0 on the month so far. So let's keep it going. I'm going to roll with Dave with the Giants and Phillies, Nerfy. Then I'm going to go Blue Jays, Nationals, Nerfy. And that last one's going off at a minus 106.
Hi-yo. All right. Ace, do we got one for Ace here? Here we go. Oh, it's an ace with a cone? God, I love that. That is so good. That is so good. Kudos. Props. Hey, I love you when you do good. We'll punish you when you do bad. That's good right there. Mavs -8 at home against the Clippers tonight. Trying to clip them off. Minus 110. And the Cavs, +4 on the road.
Mavs and Cavs.
So, wait, you can have the Magic win if they win by, 3 or less. That's a double hit there.
For the Cavs, they've won all the games at home, lost pretty brutally on the road.
So well, that one's been a true ping pong back and forth. But betonline.ag, use promo code BOOSTER.
Do it now.
Come on, look at that karate, dog. Technology.
That's karate. Friendship. Science, math, put it together.
Flaming Dragon Friday. Over. They're all encompassing.
All right, what do we got?
We're going to get donations, but quickly, I want to get this comment out. Bo Johnson. All right, he says, hey, guys, I watch you from Alaska. It's like a 4-hour difference, I think, so I get up at 3:30 a.m. to watch the show. Love starting my day with it. Good start to start the day with a laugh.
Hey, cheers to Alaska.
Wow. Hell yeah.
One ring to rule them all, and the darkness shall bind them.
Big shout out, JT Thor. Let's go to the donations. $2 donations from Jay Hudson Reflection. Huddy in the house, and I know y'all been missing me.
We have been missing you, man. It's good to see you. But football season must be getting here.
$5 donation from our annual Phillies fan, Ryan Gay. $120 days till college football, and 120 days till Mountaineers kick some Nittany Lion ass. #Country Road.
Did y'all see the West Virginia Cole uniforms, the black ones?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God, those are elite. All black, all white, just goes hard.
True.
Let's go to Jack Hogan with the $5 donation. Hot take. If Ryan Day doesn't get it done this year, OSU looks to Brian Kelly.
Depends.
Also, when do we join the Booster Club dynasty? The Jags are calling me.
Look, we're going to get all the details on that. We're going to get Matt Brown, who's really tapped in, got some questions to ask him next week on what's going on, not just with the cover, but kind of gameplay, if he has any kind of insight into that. As far as, God, the first thing you said that's totally escaping me right now.
It is hot take. If Ryan Day doesn't get it done this year, Brian Kelly.
Depends on the definition of not getting it done. If he beats Michigan and they make a run in the playoffs, I think he's fine. If he loses to Michigan and they don't win the national championship, I think it's going to turn into a Sarah McLachlan commercial.
That's tough. All right, let's go to a $5 donation from Justin Alfier. Appreciate it, Justin.
Thanks, everybody that donates.
Hell yeah. The problem with the Knicks going forward is there's no pre-offense. It's just giving Brunson the ball, and it gets the others out of rhythm.
Well, let them have something. Let Knicks fans have them.
Yeah, let's look. Hey, welcome to the NBA. What do you think, they run plays?
It's working for them so far.
Yeah.
Let's go to a $10 donation by Steve Parker. Appreciate it, Steve. Congrats to my son Ian's soccer team, the Cedar Bluff Middle School 6th grade boys squad, on winning the major division championship last night.
Yeah, they did.
Congrats,
Jake, can I get a little bit of a congrats message, please?
Of course, congrats. Y'all need to make shirts that say, "We ain't bluffing no mo."
Make those shirts.
Make those shirts, please.
Appreciate everybody who donated today. It really means a lot. Let's go to the poll. This was Crane's poll today.
Yeah.
I liked it. What's the best summer front porch drink? Cold beer, a sweet tea, a lemonade, or an Arnie Palmy?
Wow.
Did you just say lemonade?
You said lemonade.
That old lemonade.
That old lemonade.
I used to not care for Arnold Palmer's. I didn't like lemon in my tea. And then I developed a taste for them, and I became obsessed.
Well, they say your taste buds change every 7 years.
That's why, probably.
Yeah. No,
I used to just love sweet tea. And
dude, I'm saying, I used to hate guacamole. And
Is it good?
Yeah, I like it.
Give it another try.
It's good. I like it. Put salt in it, though.
Man, I'll still go with sweet tea. Got to go with sweet tea, 40%.
I'm going to say cold beer, 41%.
Arnold Palmies, 15%.
That's a good score for Arnie Palmies.
Lemonade?
Lemonade?
Lemonade.
Yeah, that's right.
That's look, tomato. 19%. Sweet tea, 27%.
Yeah.
Cold beer.
Cold beer.
38.
Can't beat it. Just not Bud
You're
Light.
just not beating cold beer.
Can't beat it.
You're just not. And I understand that. I agree.
You going to have some cold beers in Starkville?
I may have a couple cold sodas. I'm going to drink.
Quickly, Fergie Ferg, $5 donation. Congrats on hitting the over on Flaming Dragon Friday.
Boom.
Even with the reminder I gave y'all, see y'all at Bluegill. Hashtag Jake 4th.
We'll see you at Bluegill.
31.
Booster Club, I need all y'all this weekend. Play Just What America Needs on repeat all weekend.
Check it out on the board.
That's what we need.
It's on the board.
Yes.
You'll love to see it. Hey, we appreciate you guys. Shout out Timmy B. Shout out Bet Online, ZBiotics, all our sponsors. Make sure you check out Just What America Needs. David Cohn letting you know with those amazing pipes he got. Man, the man is just versatile. Plays quarterback at Michigan, can sing, can do everything. And he even sells hot dogs at halftime. It's incredible. We appreciate y'all and like the chances of me having never visited Starkville after this weekend. We're going.
Catch it. No, we at least got that.
Framing Jacket Friday.
We at least got that.
There's a whole lot of
There we
talk,
go.
not a lot of walk in the 21st century. And I'll tell you like my daddy told me, if you don't love it, then leave. No, there's a woman I've been loving, she's got it figured out, it seems. The way she lives, oh, it's alright by me. She likes blue jeans and rock and roll, raised up right, loving country roads, singing Free Bird on the radio. She's just what America needs. Blue jeans and rock and roll, might have been prom queen, but you never know. Proudly raised in the USA, she's just what America needs.